What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over 4 games at the Game Awards. And I don't really know how to title or even introduce the topic, but what I'm going to basically do here, right? There was so much. Honestly, I think I wrote down 16 or so things that I think were kind of worthy of like a video each. And I'm not going to do 16 videos. I'm going to do 8. I'm going to do half of them. So I thought, well, I'll take some of these games that I'm not going to make individual videos on. So you'll see these 4, and we'll talk about them here. Now, all of these games I'm going to cover individually as they get closer to release. It's just for this kind of recap thing, what I thought of the trailer and all that stuff. I'm going to talk about it, here, and it's going to be a lot more condensed. So let's start with that Transformers game. Honestly, at the time that the trailer was going on, I didn't even know what it was. I thought it wasn't Transformers, and then you slowly start to build it, and then it says Transformers, and it's like, oh, okay, Reactivate. So it's a 1 to 4 player game. Now, like, the rumor was it's an MMO. They haven't said it's an MMO, but it's a 1 through 4 player, like a game, a multiplayer game that you would go online for. So the details are so like non-existent that it's hard to actually place what the game, like if it is an MMO, if it's kind of like a blend of a couple different things. And granted, while the trailer is good, like it is a good trailer, especially when you watch it again knowing it is a Transformers trailer, it doesn't show like anything of what the actual game is going to be. But there will be a beta, and that'll happen in 2023. So I'm looking forward to it. I definitely want to try it. Like any Transformers game I'm going to try out, but at the same time, we still don't know exactly what kind of game it's going to be. Then we have Banishers Ghost of New Eden, and I actually tweeted this, that when a Don't Nod game and a Transformers game are actually on the low end of like impactful things that happen, you had a good Game Awards, right? Because these two games are pretty sizable in their own right, and they kind of got forgotten like completely because everything else overshadowed it. But so this is Don't Nod, right? This is one of their, I think they announced, remember that whole teaser trailer they did a while back. I think they're working on like 6 or so games. Like they're doing so many different games. And one of them is this game. Now this game is going to come out late 2023. I actually kind of appreciate them saying that, right? So they don't say 2023 where you're saying the entire year, well, where is this game? And they're like, well, we kind of were thinking it's going to come out in December. But now saying late, honestly, for me, it is going to be December. That's the earliest that this game is going to come out. And honestly, it looks really good. You can tell, I think, if I didn't tell you it was Don't Nod, I think you could figure out that it would have some similarities to Life is Strange or Tell Me Why, or one of those kind of things, because it does still look like that, that vein. But it's an RPG and it's got fighting mechanics, and when they say that, right, because I think they say that before you actually get to the part of the trailer where you see it, and I was thinking, all right, well, the CG stuff is fine, like it looks good and all that stuff, but this is such a different kind of Don't Nod game. Now, they made Vampire or Vampire, however you say that game's name, but that game, in my opinion, is very much not good. That's probably one of their worst games they've ever made. So just because it's a RPG doesn't mean like it's going to be incredible. They're not used to doing games like that generally, right? So it's a mix. It's a blend of what they've done before. And, seeing it, it's like, all right, well, I need to actually visually see what you're going to do. And so I like, they didn't show much, but they do show just a little bit of in-game. You're walking around and you see the corpse and you attack it. And I think that was a really good clip. Of course, I need to see more, but it is Don't Nod. And while I don't like all of their games and I have a deep, deep hatred for Life is Strange 2, Life is Strange 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I hold great respect, and I think they have a lot of talent at Don't Nod, and considering they're trying a lot of different things within their studio, I'm willing to give literally, and I've played every game they've ever made since the first Life is Strange game, so this is gonna be a buy for me. Like, I'm gonna be playing it, and we'll just see if it ends up being good. But so far, definitely looks solid. Actually, more than solid, looks really good, and it's just I kind of need to see a little bit more of the in-game stuff. Now, next up is Final Fantasy 16. Now, I was considering this having its own video, but considering the release date was leaked ahead of time, and we knew Final Fantasy 16 was going to be there, it was massive, and it was a really good way of closing out the show, but it wasn't like something that really caught us off guard just because we knew it was going to be there. But with that being said, couple things. Release date, perfect. June 22nd, nailed it. May and June is now actually very packed. If you go and look it up, there's a lot of games coming out in about a month and a half range from May to June, and they're all really big. So that's going to be a busy time, kind of like what we're experiencing now, and I live for those kind of moments, so just to throw that out there. But then also the trailer itself was so good. It really was. They know how to make trailers just in general, right? Final Fantasy, the Kingdom Hearts franchise, like they do incredible work. But I really think the trailer is awesome. The gameplay looks great. I've said it before, like I'm kind of I am generally a newer Final Fantasy fan. I played 7 Remake. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy 15. I played like Integrate and stuff like that with 7. I'm gonna get Crisis Core, but like I am pretty new. I watched my sister play the Lightning trilogy. I didn't play it myself, so this is kind of the first big new Final Fantasy, if you don't count 7's remake, that I'm going to be jumping into, and it's doing all the right things for me. It looks beautiful. The gameplay looks awesome. The emotions, there's definitely emotion in that story trailer, or whatever. I don't even know what the trailer's technically called, but if it is a story trailer, they did a great job with it. So just kind of want to shout that game out, of course. And finally, a game that probably went completely under the radar because it happened in the pre-show, and then you had, like 16 other big things happen, but Viewfinder. So Viewfinder was that game, and I'm sure you guys are watching a video of it right now. I won't even explain it because you can just watch it as I'm talking, but this game looks incredible. It really does. Now, at first, I thought, like, this is easily like The Witness 2 because it just looks so much visually. I would say a couple things. Considering the puzzle solving and the different like frame that you're looking at it and it transforms, that reminds me definitely of Portal. Like I could see how you get Portal, but also the puzzles themselves do remind me of The Witness. Then visually, I would say The Witness mixed with Giant Sparrow's game. So Unfinished Swan, What Remains of Edith Finch, that kind of stuff. I think this game, honestly, in my opinion, is a blend of potentially Portal, although I don't think, Portal was the first thing some people were saying. I would go more with The Witness and then, Unfinished Swan / What Remains of Edith Finch. And honestly, those games are all spectacular. The Witness being a very difficult game, but very clever, right? So I'm looking forward to this game. Again, I think it went completely under the radar, but I love it. I absolutely loved what I saw, and I'd love to cover it in the future. I'll reach out to the developer or something once this video is done. So let me know, guys. Again, there's lots of other games I did not talk about, but like I said, so many games that were announced. I'm going to try to cover them all once we get closer to their individual release. You know how I work here. I try to cover every game. Let me know what you think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I'll see you all on the next one.